Hey, what's up everyone? So today we have this little Briggs & Stratton pressure washer, and I don't know anything about it, so we're going to give it a pull and see what happens. So we're going to give it a choke. The owner said that he pulled on it and pulled on it and pulled on it, and nothing happened. I'm hoping that that's a lack of knowledge of where the choke is, to be honest. If anything, it's not. But I have a new wand we're going to put on here. I'm hoping that's a primary version of this episode, but if not, we might do a quick carb clean, or I might do it off camera, don't know, and then do the wand installation, which happens to be right there. And I'm sure you can see where I got it from, so it's definitely of the highest quality. I have my tools out just in case. Let me move them just because I don't want them to shake and rattle everywhere. So, like I said, choke is on. I don't really see anything here to say off except for right there. So we should be good to give it a pull. Let's check the fluids. Has fuel. Definitely low in oil. Like, I don't like that level of low in oil. I'm gonna put a little bit of used oil on it real quick. The reason why I put used oil on there is I don't know if it's good or not. So I don't want to put good oil that's just gonna come out contaminated with who knows what. So I'm gonna have to change it anyway. It's not bad, it's just used. It's not like it's gonna be ran and cleaned a driveway or something, just to see if it runs. It does run. Let's try that again, except let's see if we can lower the throttle without it dying, because I did push a little close to the stop. It might have actually got to the point where it wasn't a kill. Carb is fine. Let's go ahead, get the hose and everything ready. So replacing a pressure washer hose really isn't that hard. If you have a quick connect like this one, and you're going to be using the quick connect on your next hose, skip this step. I do not have the other end for this quick connect, so I'm going to be removing it. Maybe. If it decides to come out. Was this like a forever thread? Oh, there it goes. Okay. There's that piece. That can be useful. Now we're going to make sure it's the same. Pressure washers sometimes like to. Yeah, it is. Okay. Majority of your homeowner units are going to be M22 fittings. So as long as it says it fits an M22, you should be set. This one is no exception. There are some outliers, of course, but outliners, but yeah, this one's not one of them. Now, you don't always have to have Teflon. It's usually not even needed. They're brass. At least some of them are. So they're usually pretty good about leaking. You do, however, want it to be very tight, because if it isn't tight enough and starts building pressure, I've seen it. Unfortunately, it happened to myself when I tried one that someone gave me, didn't quite check it in time, and the hose literally blew off and hit me square in the shin. That does not feel good. So now we know it fits. What type of hose do we need? Well, this is a 2400 PSI pump. As long as your hose is at least rated for that, you should be good. So as long as, you know, if you let's say you have a 4,000 psi pressure washer and your hose is only rated 3,600, that's not good. But if you have a 3,100 and it's rated to 36, that's not a problem. So at least that. And also, if you have a heated, you have to make sure you get the right hose. Not all of them will work. So now that we have that done, I'm going to put the hose up on its little hose rack. That way it looks nice and nice. And I'm going to connect the gun. Let's look at the gun. Never mind. Wand. So usually it comes with the base. And it's real simple. They're usually all the same. Some might be a tad different, but you just screw it on in. They also make extensions. So if you need to pressure wash your gutters or something, you need to remove it, this is what you're going to be removing. You want to make sure it's tight again. Teflon generally is not needed, but if you do need to, it's not necessarily frowned upon either. That should be tight enough. And there you go. This kit also came with some tips, so we're going to be including that with the machine. And I'm just going to screw the hose onto the other end, and we're going to give it a pull, and hopefully this works well. I'm going to put a tip in, and we can get started. Real brief piece on getting started with one of these is you do need to, well, you are going to want to evacuate all the air out of it. Easiest way is to just turn the hose on with the motor off, turn the wand. I don't even have a tip in, it just flows through, takes most of the water out. And if you hold it down, you hear a whole lot of hissing. It means you're not done yet. Especially big ones. If it's like small little raspy ones, it's fine. That should be good. On, choke. Okay, our hose works. We're not leaking. The gun is not leaking. We have the correct PSI rated hose. Our wand also needs to be rated for the same PSI. Usually if you get a kit, they will be compatible. At least I hope they are. And that's it. So let's go ahead and go over a few final details. Last couple things to go over. So what selection of wands and hose should you get? Well, basically what's going to fit your purpose. This one's very cheap, both wand and hose. This is going to be someone that uses it maybe once or twice a year, if that, and that's it. You want to keep this inside because the hose will get sun damaged. Majority of things outside get sun damaged anyway, but especially this cheap hose. If you're going to use it at all regularly, I would definitely get a higher quality hose. In my opinion, the perfect match is a high quality hose and a medium to high quality wand. The wand can be skimped out on, to be honest. I don't really see them break, and when they do, they generally just leak. It's annoying, but they generally don't break. They do, but before they break, they usually just leak, and they'll leak for a while before they break, unless something is really, really bad. So, tips, same thing. If you want to cheap out on some tips, that's generally a problem. I don't think I've ever seen one broken, at least not because of a pressure. Maybe if someone stood on it, but from pressure, no, I've never really seen it. You also can get one that just has like a giant Rolodex of tips in it. You can get one that has an angle in it, or you can get all kinds of interesting stuff. Here's one that's angular. So all kinds of interesting little tips you can buy for a pressure washer. Next, additional items. You can get quick connects. I would highly recommend quick connects if you're going to use it routinely, or if you're tall like myself, bending down to take that hose off every single time is really annoying, because I don't like leaving it on there, because if it were to hit a wall or something, you can easily damage a hose or a connection. So I take it off usually, unless I have a quick connect. I would just pop it right off and there's no problem. If I don't, that's when the damage will start to occur. Quick connects are a little bit more difficult, but make sure, like I said, M22 for a general, or look at your user's manual. Make sure if you have anything different than an M22, or not too many out there, especially for homeowner usage, but consult your manual. But likelihood it's going to be M22. And then from there forward, that's about it. So if you like what you see, keep watching, subscribe, follow me on Small Engine 101 on Instagram. If you have any questions on replacing a pressure washer hose and wand, definitely leave them below. And I'll catch you on the next video. You have a good rest of your day.